Hi.
This is great.
Hey, good to see you again.
It's good to see you again. So I'm Dr. Dana, and this is Laura. And today we're going to talk about having a good website, because when you are in business for yourself, you have to think about how people see you online, because they are going to check you out. And there are lots of free ways to make a website. Like what are some
Like
that
Wix. You can even build WordPress.
right?
They got templates. I'm trying to think. Like Shopify, if you're going to have products. Oh my gosh. I mean, there's like a ton.
Oh,
like a
there are.
ton of them.
There are. And even a lot of the social media will have you can make your page there. So every time somebody can land there on that page. But I recommend having your own personal website in addition to, like a Facebook page and
Absolutely.
Instagram page and all of that.
Well, and here's the reality of it is that you can see with Facebook and YouTube, if you're in an industry and for some reason they don't like you anymore, you're gone.
That's
All
true.
that information is gone. Everything is gone. So you just want to make sure that you have your website. And the other thing is I do believe that there is legitimacy to businesses who have a website.
I agree.
So all those people who say you can do it all on social media, well, you can.
Yep, you can.
But how serious are you?
Right.
Because I can tell you that if I find someone on Facebook, I always go to their website. And if there's not a website, I don't use their services.
No.
So,
or if I see their website and I'm like, what is this? Yes. So sometimes I've looked and like, oh, you have not put any time, any effort into this.
you still have the lorem ipsum.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
like, no. Take the time to put something in your website.
Right. And if you don't have the time to do it, you don't have the know-how to do it, pay somebody to do it.
Pay somebody to do it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because you actually inspired me to pay somebody to do the website, because I'm all about control and I wanted to look the way I wanted to look. But after countless hours of me trying to do something good, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to follow Laura's lead. She knows what she's doing. And we hired the same person that she has. So that's also one of those great resources, like know people, and they'll tell you and they'll lead you to other people who will help you.
Yeah. And then along with that, the guy who does our websites, he's a professional photographer. So you talk about having pictures that are specifically yours, not Shutterstock.
Right.
And they're beautiful.
They are beautiful.
Yeah.
And he has package deals, where he'll run your website, but then he'll come out and do pictures for you. Find someone who will do that for you. They are out there. And if you don't know of them and you're in the area, let us know. We will definitely hook you up with Dakota. He's amazing.
He's amazing. And we actually hooked him up with companies who are in Texas.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he does do companies outside of Branson, Missouri. But boy, is he amazing.
Oh,
and his stuff is just beautiful.
Absolutely. And he responds when you email him. He responds right away.
Oh, yeah, he does. It's amazing because half the time I text him and I'm like, I'm not expecting a response. Like, I know you're busy. I know you're probably doing photo shoots, whatever. No, he answers them.
Yep,
like,
he does.
Okay.
He does. And a lot of times I'm like, okay, I'm stupid. I can't figure this out. And he's like, well, you're not stupid, but I'll do it. Right?
Yeah. Well, this last weekend, I contacted him for the mobile infusion. I said, hey, I just want a good template for the WordPress. I'm going to go ahead and start kind of setting it up of what I want it to look like, and then you can take it over. He's like, anything you do, I'm not keeping, because he already knows me. And then he's like, just let me do it for you. An hour later of me just even looking through templates and trying to figure out how to change anything, I'm like, I give up. I will let you just build it for me.
Yep. And he will do it like it's just what he does.
I know, because even things that I come up with ideas, I always give him templates. I build like a template in Corel, give it to him, and say this is kind of the idea. But what comes back is so much better than I would have ever even dreamed of making for myself, and it's just always like, holy cow.
Right.
This is us?
Right. Wow, we look good.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought about your business too. When I first saw the website, I'm like, oh, this looks really good. Like, I may not know what Cerakote is. I mean, I do now. But when I first looked at it, like, what is this? But when you start looking at the webpage, you're like, this is a professional company doing professional work. I want to work with them.
Yeah.
And so I knew that when we did the Rogue Chef that I want something professional. So when people see it, they're not like, oh, you just make some food out of your house. And, no, we are a professional private chef.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So I love that you put together this this PowerPoint.
Yeah, it's a
Very
well, Google
impressive.
Slides. I should just like
Oh, it's Google
throw
Slide.
out.
Okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
for those Google people who are not, because PowerPoint people, they're like, that's not PowerPoint.
Oh.
So anyway, it's a Google Slides, and I thought I would just like highlight some of the things that you might want to consider putting on your web page. Things that we have and things that we think are helpful. And you may add other things. In fact, in the comments, I would love to hear other things that you have on your website. And as we chat, I'm
Yeah.
sure that there are things you have that I don't have. So Wit is going to hopefully have this presentation so you can see it as we chat. And the first page just kind of lets you know, hey, this is highlights of a good website, and this was presented at a BNI meeting previously. So if you go to the second slide, I just give you a QR code for my website, and I recommend that you have one of these to make it easy for people. They just take a picture or they, get out their camera, and then it goes right to your website.
Well, we have QR codes on our business cards.
Yep.
Right to the website.
This is on our business
Yep.
cards as well.
And you can have QR codes for not just your website. If you want to have a QR code like for your contacts, like for the Apple or the Android, they could literally scan it and it would be that you can accept it in your phone and you've got their contact information. QR codes are so helpful for so many different things.
Absolutely, it is. So I definitely recommend making these, and you can make them any way you want, any colors, sometimes any designs. And I put the logo in the middle just because I thought that would be fun, and so you can do that same thing.
I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I think maybe I want to redesign this, but then I'm busy doing other things. So
No, I love that you have your logo on there because it's instantly recognizable
yeah,
and automatically it goes, oh, I want to see what's on there.
yes, I want to see what's at the Rogue Show.
Yeah.
So anyway, and you are welcome to go ahead and look at the website as we're chatting about it. When you look at it, if you're on a laptop, it's going to look like this screen where at the very top, you'll see the different pages. Or if you're looking at it on your cell phone, it'll actually list those pages down. It's like in black and listed
down the
that way.
side.
Yeah, down the side. So it will look different for laptop and it will look different for cell phone. But you have to set it up that way.
Yes, you do.
Yes. So Dakota knows how to do this. He did that. If you do it on your own, it may look differently, but it's not going to look professional as this.
Well, and the thing is you're right because when you're designing your own website, you have to flip back between desktop and
do.
mobile, and you have to keep tweaking your design between the two of them till you get one that looks good for both of them. That's time consuming,
Oh,
and if
yeah,
you
it
don't know
is.
what you're doing, oh my gosh,
Oh, yeah. And you can fall in love with the design and then look at it on cell phone. You're like,
it's not going to work.
yep,
No,
not going to work.
all that time gone.
So this is something that really think about up front because you're going to go back and make changes if you don't.
Oh yeah.
So some things that you can do on your website. The first one is like show your skills. Like that is the number one thing. When somebody pulls up your website, they need to know right away, like, hey, this is somebody who cooks. This is somebody who cooks professionally. What happens when we pull up a Branson Cerakote? What do we see?
So, well, our new website will be up hopefully this week. So, what you're going to see is, and this is Dakota's idea because originally we had a picture that represented Cerakote, but we do so much more. So now when you pull it up, it's going to be a block of pictures. One is Cerakote, one is laser engraving, and then we've also got our store. We've got retail store, we've got training, and there was one other thing and I can't remember. But I mean, so like you can literally all of them will have a professional photo to represent what those things that we do. And then when you click on it, it's going to open up a new page just to that. Oh, I know. It's our membership site because we have a membership site for Cerakote applicators. So by doing that, at first glance, when you come to the landing page, you know that we offer all these different things rather than just having one picture.
Right.
But your one picture doesn't have to necessarily even be a picture. You can put a carousel in there where it rotates. You can have a video where you're actually showing like Jeff cooking or serving people or whatever. How do you have it set up on yours?
Right now we have it just one picture on there, but you're right. We could do things like that.
It takes up more memory, but if you take it into like Photoshop or any of these different, we use DaVinci, there's different softwares, you could actually edit it so that it's faster.
Right.
So, and again, if you're doing it yourself and you don't know how to do these other programs, well, good luck.
Yes.
Because it's going to take forever for your site to load, and then you've lost your customer because they're not going to wait around.
Right. They want to be able to see something right away
Mm-hmm.
as soon as they open your webpage. And don't be afraid of change because yours looked amazing when you first started, and now look
I
how many
know.
changes you've
I
gone
know.
through.
Oh, we've gone through several websites
Yes.
to get to this point. Oh, yeah.
But you've been in business how many years?
9.
9. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there are changes that are going to happen.
Absolutely.
And in 9 years, I'm going to look back at this and say, oh my God, I cannot believe that's all we had. Right.
Right.
But again, here's where we have,
That's right.
and a lot of people who look at our site, they say, well, there's so much stuff. I'm not even sure where to go. Well, what are you here for? So those are kind of the things to look at too. And I
Right.
love your idea of like, here are the things that we have. So
That was Dakota's idea.
Ah,
See, that's why you
see?
pay someone.
See, that is that. And you think, oh, I don't have the money to pay somebody, but I think you you don't have the money not to pay somebody,
I
right?
know. I know.
Like for us, there is that initial fee. Like you do have to spend some money up front, but then to maintain it and keep it going monthly, it's affordable. It really
Yeah.
is.
Oh, absolutely. It's affordable.
Yeah.
And you're having a special, you have this, you have something that goes wrong in your website. You're a text away from having that taken care of and fixed. Or hey, we need to feature this. Fantastic. And there you go. It's
Right.
taken care of.
Right. It is.
Yeah.
It is. I love it. So number 2, another thing that we do on our website is tell your story. This is your chance to talk and tell about you. Give your background. I mean, when you're, with someone, they may not want to hear your whole story, but if they're just scrolling around looking and they want to read about it, have it available here. So so we have Chef Jeff's story, but then we also have when you interviewed him right there. And so we've got the interview of the Rogue Chef.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I think having an about you is so important. And I'm guilty of this too. I go and read those things.
Me too.
I when I come to a website, and we've been in business long enough with firearms that I can look at websites and go, that is a website that they purchased from somebody else to sell those products. And I know it's not their website. It's not their company. They are just literally drop shipping. I want to go and I want to read their story. If they're a legit business, and I don't mean like they're not a legit business, but like they own their own business, they're not drop shipping, they have an actual product or a service. I want to know more about these people
Absolutely.
because if I'm spending my money with you and I'm going to spend a lot of money, I want to know that you know what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And we want to know what got you to this point, who you
Yeah.
are. Like we have some macaroni and cheese. It's called Miss Emma's Mac and Cheese. And a lot of times we don't have time to explain why it was named that. Or, yeah, of course, that's our granddaughter. But if you want to read about her story, it's also right here on the webpage. So if you were looking at us, or if we served for you and then you want to know more, you can go on here and read more.
Right. I love the about us on
too.
different things, and the reality is that when you are creating a business, you're creating a relationship with your customers.
That's it.
And
Exactly.
when they know about you, they feel like they do know you and your experiences, and it will create a lifetime customer.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. And yeah, because they want to get to know you as a person, you as a company.
Hmm.
Okay, so the third thing is listing services. And so you do that right up front,
Right.
that like here are our services. We have them separate, so you can click on there and see like different things that Chef Jeff can do. Primarily he comes and cooks for you, but if you wanted him to do, a consult, if you wanted him to just create a menu for you, if you wanted him to teach you something, he can do that as well. So he's done a lot where he taught this woman how to make beef Wellington.
Oh.
So she says, I want you to teach me, but then can we eat it afterward? Like, will you make a whole meal?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun, and it was something that she wanted to learn how to do. But if you didn't know that we offered that, you might not even ask for it.
I didn't even know you guys offered that.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
that you did that for a kid once for his birthday.
Oh,
That's what he wanted.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted to learn how to make his own pizza, his own dough. And so Jeff went in there, and, Jeff is Jeff, right? And
Yeah.
so I'm like, okay, so here's how we do it to make it for kids.
Right.
So that's why we say, like, God just has a special way of putting people together, you know?
Yeah.
And Jeff's like, you have so much patience. And I'm like, yep. And I'm going to teach you how to talk with, kids and how to teach them. And he did so good, and the little kid's like, I want to be a chef when I grow up, I'm like,
That's
Don't you want to be
awesome.
like me, like somebody who does like all the menus and all, no, I just want
No.
to be a chef. That's what everybody like. They want to be him.
Yeah. Oh, funny.
But even if you are the person helping him, like you have to know, here's my website, here's all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jeff can cook, but he needs to hire Dakota to do these
Oh,
things
yeah.
for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next thing I would have is like look at some publications, look at some things that that they have done in the past, like showcase what you do. So Jeff sends in a recipe to the local paper and to a local magazine the paper is every week and the magazine is every month. So we showcase these on our website. And then we tell people like they eat the bread pudding gone rogue and they're like, how did you make this? Hey, go to our website. The recipe's right there.
Well, and I like that because first of all, there's transparency.
Mm-hmm.
This is the ingredients. We're not using margarine. We're not
Nope.
using Crisco. We're using real ingredients because that's one of the things that I love about you and Jeff is that your ingredients are top notch ingredients. You do not
Always.
skimp on anything,
No.
and it's real food. And the other thing is that when you're transparent with your recipe and they see what it is, I know for me, I'm looking at that going, I'll just have you make it.
Yes. Yes.
Because you realize how much goes into that and you're just like, my gosh, this is a lot more than I'm willing to take on. I want to eat it, but I think I'll just buy it from him because I know the ingredients are great. This is better than what I would create for myself.
Yes. Yes. And he I hate to say this, but he does have his phone number there. And in the paper, his phone number is there. And we've had people call, and I'll hear him say, like, no, I do use butter, not margarine. And
Yeah.
make sure that it's a half a cup. And I'm like, who are you talking to? He's like, a woman called asking about my recipe in the paper.
Oh my gosh.
So call him, he'll talk to you, and he'll tell you. And, you want to make those dauphinoise potatoes? Here's the recipe. Do it yourself, right?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
No.
Because my gosh, they're so beautiful. And I just look at that and oh my gosh, they're so freaking delicious.
Yes.
But I look at that and I'm like, that seriously had to be a lot of work.
It is. I've put dauphinoise together before, and I can do it faster now.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a lot of work, but it's so worth it.
Oh my gosh, it's delicious.
So good.
Yes.
So good. So anyway, I put the publications there, recipes, so you can see like, hey, we are legit. We are in the paper. We're at a magazine. These are real recipes, and they're Jeff's recipes. That we use. You could also sell something, which is what you do too. You have a retail store, and you sell a lot on yours.
We do. Yeah, because we sell just different things for different, And one of the things is like we are dividing our laser out. So like the Branson Cerakote site will be laser engraving focused with firearms, whereas now are going to have a separate site for everything that's non-firearms laser engraving because we can do both of them. And sometimes you don't be afraid to separate your website if it's grown to a point that you need to have two different sites, even though we're the same business. We've really had a need to do that.
Right.
And divide it out. And so don't be afraid because our thought was, oh, we're going to divide SEO and all. Don't be afraid. Now we can take and we can link both these sites and actually in the end it builds SEO.
Right. Right.
Google doesn't know we own both of them.
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
And you'll find you're getting to that point. Sometimes I feel like there's just a lot going on this page, like, and then I can text Dakota like, hey, help me out here, and he'll make those adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have a couple things that we sell, but I have this long list of other things. I just haven't got it on there.
I know.
And I gave it to Dakota, and he's like, let me teach you so you can do it.
Yes.
And I'm like, yes, teach me. And now it's on me. So here we are still with two.
Dakota's a smart businessman.
I know he is. He is. Let me teach you so you can do it yourself, which is wonderful. And so I do it. And then he tells me if I'm doing something wrong as well.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing that I do is a link to videos. So we have a YouTube page, and there are lots of videos. You can see Chef Jeff making all kinds of different foods, scrambled eggs, all the way up to, Christmas foods. And so I link those videos, so just to get you to that page also to see them. And I know you have videos.
We do. But I love that idea. What a great suggestion, because we tell everybody, get a YouTube channel, get a YouTube channel, get a YouTube channel, do a YouTube channel. Again, you're fostering a relationship with your customers because they feel like they know you. Right. They can trust your process. They see you doing the work. But I love that there's a link there because wow, how much easier can it be? Like,
Right.
you know what? I'm really interested in this. I want to go see him make this. Yes, absolutely. That's what we're doing.
That's it. Click the video and then you're watching it. And so if they're coming to your webpage, you're giving them lots of ways to click and learn about you.
Hmm.
And a YouTube channel, free. Just like setting up your
Absolutely.
Facebook page, free. Instagram page, free. All these free things. They do take time, but
Hmm.
do them. Do
Yes.
them, do them.
Yes. I
Yes.
agree.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I say that about other things that I haven't done yet. Like I still want to get on other platforms. So I have a list myself of things that I want to do. So don't be afraid to start because you have to start with
Yes.
one and then you'll have two. And then we'll be like Laura someday and we'll have like a lot.
Oh, goodness.
Yes. I just really admire what you've done. And you've actually helped me to be a better person, especially online. To like,
Oh,
I
well,
can do
good.
this.
I'm glad I
Yes.
did something right.
Yes, yes, you did. The other thing is I put blogs. I love to blog because I was a teacher, so
Yeah.
and an English teacher at that. So I love to write, and but not everybody likes to read. I
I'll
don't
tell
know.
you what, though. I'll tell you why blogs are so important. When you cross link things, okay, for instance, with Cerakote, it's easy. If we are cross linking, maybe we're talking about ovens, and we're going to cross link that with the company that we purchased our oven from to the actual specific thing. Google loves that because,
They
first of
do.
all, we have original content. But now that we're linked with another website, and Google can take that link and go, oh my gosh, this is a real website. And now they see that we've got a relationship going on. It actually boosts your SEO.
It does.
Google loves those things, but you have to have original content. Do not, for the love of God, use all AI.
Right. Oh, I
Don't, you
agree.
have to have
100%.
original content. Do not plagiarize from someone else. You will lose SEO doing that. Google
Yep.
knows.
Oh, Google does. Yeah.
Google knows.
Yeah.
Google loves to have those links. Now, that being said, what we do for our links is we'll talk about something. That word will be a separate color,
Hmm.
and if they click on it, then it takes them to the link. You don't have to have, you can embed all of that stuff so you don't have these big web addresses in the middle of your reading that
Right.
someone's going to go, I am not taking the time to read all of this stuff.
No.
And the reality is even if nobody ever read your blog, Google did.
Google did. Yes, that is true. Google did.
So,
And I'd like to refer people back to the blog. Like I have a blog on how to hire a chef or what private services are right for you, you know. And so I refer people to that. Like go read that, and so you know, step. This is this is the steps I'm going to do when I hire a private chef. So they may or may not read it. I don't know.
no, but that's
it's still
perfect, though,
there.
because what a great way to share that information instead of just telling them, because we all know.
Oh,
How much do you actually remember in
you don't.
conversation? You can go read it, and then it's like, oh, here's what I need to do.
Right.
Fantastic.
Right. And I always have people say like, well, what's the next step? What's the next step? You know, so I'll walk them through like, here's what we're going to do next. And if you have questions, here's my blog, how to hire a private chef, right? And they can click on it and read it if they want. And then they can see other blogs, like all of the recipes are now blogs. And that was Dakota saying, you got to put them all in there,
Yeah.
you know. But Dakota will also help us out because I was taking all my recipes, putting them on published. Take a recipe, put it on publish. I did like 10 of them in an hour. And he calls me, he says, stop. I'm like, what? What was, you told me I have to put my recipes on. He's like, yeah, but you just did it so fast that now Google thinks you're spamming. I'm like, oh, God.
Delete.
Right.
Yeah, unpublish.
Right.
Unpublish.
So Dakota can help you when you're making mistakes
Yes.
too, right?
Yes.
And so we make mistakes and we have people who help us with that. So anyway, think about blogging. Give some contact information, like how can somebody contact you directly? You have that too. Want more
Oh, yeah.
information?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know one of the things right now is that you can buy apps that somebody can automatically chat with you.
Mhm.
That's great if you have somebody actually there to chat at that
Right.
very moment. If you don't, please don't put that on your
No,
website
I agree.
because now it's just like, why are you teasing me?
Right.
There's nobody there.
No.
So, and now you become less dependable because you
Agreed.
didn't answer that chat.
Agreed.
Don't do stuff like that.
Yeah. Even ones that have a chat, I have this response that said, I'm making a wonderful meal right now. I'll get back with you as soon as I can. And so I try to, get with them as soon as possible. Um, and then I ended my presentation with just like to give you some action, like take action. And what I would do on the website is somewhere like leave me a review, like
Yes.
leave me and ask directly, leave me a 5-star review,
Yeah. Oh,
and give
yes.
them, here's another QR code, like straight to Google. And it even click 5, tell me why, or just click 5 and submit,
Yeah.
like
Make it easy.
that's it.
We
Exactly.
do that with every product that we send out. We actually print our 3x5 cards, full color, two-sided, with the QR code on it.
Yep.
And we're like, when even customers come in the store, I'm just like, hey, here it is. You can leave us a review. And if you can't leave us a 5-star, then don't bother. And
Right,
and
right.
they all start
Laughing.
laughing. And I'm like, because make it funny, like, hey, if you can't do that, then just don't. And they're like, I'd always leave you a 5-star. Absolutely. Then here, go do it.
Yes, please do
So,
it. Please,
yeah,
please.
I'll wait.
Yes. And I think one thing I didn't realize as much is that business really do rely on these reviews.
Yes.
Right. So if
Yes.
you have a business that you really like, go review them. Give them a
Yes.
5-star review. And if there's something concerning, call them and tell them.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no need to sit there if you had a great experience and one thing wasn't quite what you thought. Why would you leave a poor review over what? And I see that
Yeah,
on
I do
Google all the
too.
time, and I'm like, I read that, and it doesn't reflect on the business as much as I'm like, what a petty person.
Right.
Like,
Right.
but it does affect the business because it affects your rating.
It does.
Just because somebody wasn't willing to be upfront with you and say we had an expectation of this, well, let's talk about it.
Right.
That's what we're here for.
Right.
Well,
And, if you do get a poor rating, which we did get one, a guy said, they don't have a brick and mortar. I couldn't get any food. And like, but you called us and we told you that. And we even said, like, let us come out and cook for you. And he's like, I want to eat now. Okay, but that's not what we do.
Right.
Right. So then you left a review like that. So then I just respond and say, like,
Yeah.
remember we talked on the phone before you left this review. In fact, you wrote this review, but we talked to you 30 minutes prior to that, right?
Right.
So, respond to these
Oh, absolutely.
reviews. And if they're positive, say thank you so much for your positive
Yes.
review because Google reads that
Oh,
also.
yes. Yeah, we
Yes,
respond to every review.
we do too.
And it's so hard to get reviews. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
yeah.
like pulling teeth to
Why
get people
is
to.
that?
I don't know. But how many reviews do you leave?
That's true.
I
You're
don't
right.
really. Now, when I have something exceptional, oh yeah, I have written
too.
reviews over salads I ate
Yes,
because they were
yes.
so amazing. I love
Yes.
salad.
I know.
So, but
I have a friend that we go out to eat all the time, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm writing a review right now." Like he leaves a review as he's eating. Like atmosphere is great, service is great. Not sure so much on the steak, however, da da da.
Yeah.
And so every time we go somewhere, he's writing a review, and I'm like, "Wow, I need to be better at this."
I do need to get better at that too.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like what comes around goes around
Yeah,
type of
maybe.
thing.
Maybe. And let's make a goal. Like, let's write some reviews.
Yes, let's do that.
So, anyway, these are just some suggestions for you as you begin to create your own website for your business. And there's lots of other things that you could put out there. But feel free to contact us. We'd be
Yeah.
happy to hook you up with Dakota. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or actually tell you, like, hey, this is what we did, or we like this, or don't like this.
Yes. So, well, thank you, Dana, for sharing that. I am just so appreciative. You did a great job with your presentation.
Well, I'm glad that you're here with me because you added so much to it.
Oh, well, good. All right. Well, hey, y'all have a good holiday because this is our Thanksgiving edition.
Yes, it
even
is.
though you'll see it after Thanksgiving.
Probably. So happy Thanksgiving. Happy Turkey Day. Enjoy.
Bye.